This episode is brought to you by The Farmer's Dog, a service that delivers gently cooked, freshly made pet food straight to your door. Each balanced recipe is developed by board-certified nutritionists and clinically proven to support healthy aging. The Farmer's Dog, guided by science, driven by love. New customer? Get 50% off your first box at thefarmersdog.com/Spotify. Plus, you get free shipping.
You're listening to Achtung Millwall, broadcasting from the beautiful South Birmingham. Accept no substitute.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Achtung Millwall. My name is Nick Garrett. You've heard of Ivan Drago versus Rocky Balboa. You've heard of Marvellous Marvin Hagler versus Thomas the Hitman Hearns. You've even heard of Iron Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks. Well, tonight, let's get ready to rumble, dear listeners, because we've got part two of the Ashton Gate melodrama-rama, i.e. 6th place Bristol City versus injury hit 7th place Millwall. Big build-up to this game, dear listeners. Obviously, in the wake of that little melee at the end of the game at Ashton Gate just a few weeks ago, I was down there. I must admit, it caught me by surprise. Watched the video replays many a time. I bet you have too. Well, tonight is, of course, the return leg of that little contretemps. We've got Gerhard Struber going online, making silly videos about Bring the Noise or back us tonight as on account of what they did, they being Millwall. So anyway, it's so far it's pretty quiet in the den. I've walked past a few overexcited old Bristol fans on my route down from Surrey Quays tonight, but apart from that, nothing much to report. I did see one video just as I'm sitting there scrolling through X of a Bristol fan trying to pour beer into his eye on the train coming down here, so good luck to him. Anyway, let's have a look at our team news, dear listeners. We're about 10 minutes before kick-off. It's Crocombe in goal. Kramer, Cooper, Taylor, Sturge comes in tonight across the back line. Mitchell and Doughty, the two midfielders, I suppose you call them. In comes Reece Bangura-Williams in place of Macaulay Langside, which surprises me. I didn't think Macaulay did badly on Boxing Day versus Ipswich. Certainly brought work rate out there, which was very valuable against them anyway. In Alex Neil we trust. So Reece Bangura-Williams comes in. Negley and Imaku. With him up front is Mihailo Ivanovic. This is, of course, the final game of 2025. Funny old year, dear listeners. Year of the Alex Neil, halfway through the season. And Millwall sitting in 7th. That is some achievement, in all honesty. We're on 36 points. Bristol City also on 36 points. They're in the 6th spot at the moment, thanks to the goal difference. That may be, a kind of a concrete lump on our leg as the season goes along, the goal difference. But anyway, at the moment, it's even Stevens in points terms, and tonight we'll settle who goes into the top 6 or not between the two teams. So plenty to play for on the football sense and also an emotional sense, dear listeners, because obviously each side will have their own version of rights and wrongs from Ashton Gate, and we want to be putting the world to rights. So, he says, Gerhard Struber, von Struber, says, what they did. We need everyone with us. We need everyone with us in the stand at Millwall. We remember the last time, and remember what they did. We need you with us. Sorry for the COD Second World War German officer accent there, dear listeners. It's too stereotyped for this show. I'm falling into it's 1970s comedy traps there. Alex Neil, by contrast, says the melee will add an edge to for the fans ahead of the reverse fixture. So let's see where we go with it tonight. I thought we showed real character. So did Alex Neil, looking at the news at Den. Real character in that 0-0 draw versus Ipswich. We had a few chances, went close. Good result overall, but we do need a win. This is by 1 point in the last 3 games. We could badly use a win here tonight. So, as I say, we're ahead of the kick-off at the moment. We'll come back when the teams are coming out onto the pitch, dear listeners. Tonight's game is a sellout, dear listeners. Another sellout. Whether that means everyone who bought a ticket will be in the stadium is obviously something the club can't control, but another sold-out game. That's really is something this season. Here come the two teams, as you can probably tell. Bristol City in their traditional red and white. The Lions in their traditional blue and white. I am wedged into my seat in Birdship Corner, dear listeners. It is a sellout. We've got tourists aplenty all around us. It really is an intense pace of football this time of year, though, dear listeners. Obviously, we were playing just a couple of days ago for Boxing Day. We've got another game at the end of the week on Thursday down at Southampton. And this is a makeshift 11 that we're fielding tonight, so lines up against it. Backs to the wall Indeed. Looks like the Archbishop Venerable Bede will be happy. We are going to be attacking the away end in the first half, which is good news. Writing in Anglo-Saxon 9th century England, dear listeners. Millwall shall attack if the away end in the first half. He was very, very clear on that. It's going to be Alfie Doughty to kick us off. Away we go. Bristol play out from the back. Always a tactic that intrigues me. Play it across the penalty area and change very little, really. Hello. Bristol has gone down like he's been shot by a sniper under a challenge from Jake Cooper. He's overcooking it a little bit, even I can tell that from this distance. Alex Nils having a word with the Gerhard Struber down there, I can see. And he's having a word with the 11. This has got every capacity to go wrong here, listeners. The fourth official's intervening between the two. Clearly a bit of bad feeling between those two managers. A Hitlerian mock salute there from Struber. That won't really, listeners. I'm overdoing that one. Ball over the top for the 30 to run onto. That's well cut out by Caleb Taylor. Can he save the corner? He can save the corner. That's good defending there by the boy. So we tick towards 10 minutes. That's a lovely little 1-2. This is Kramer on the right side. He's just over-hit it, and it does break now. We're short in defence as Bristol come forwards. That's great tackling back by Negley. That'll earn him a lot of credit points, I hope, with the Negley fan club. Normally they're ensconced in the West Upper, near me, blocks 1 and 2. But that was good defending there by Camille Negley. He'll do a good job of keeping possession now on the right side. This is Kramer again. Rice don't look quite on it. Can see he's a free kick. His touch is just evading him at the moment, dear listeners. I must admit, when I first saw Rice, I thought he was the new, the second coming of Romain Esse, but he seems to have gone off the boil. Who knows why? I don't. But he's certainly looking. His touch is just, not there at the moment. Let's hope it comes to him as the game proceeds. Long ball forwards. We're resorting to the long ball a lot onto the wings. That's going to be picked up by Sturge. Inside is Doughty. He finds Kramer over on the right side. What can we do? Red shirts are back in numbers, unfortunately, listeners. Can we spread it nicely? This is Sturge on the left side now. Ball in. Balls to Negley. 1-0 Millwall! Negley slots it home just outside the 6-yard box, in off a defender, I think. 1-0 for the Lions. Nice finish. (16 minutes, 17 minutes). Really nice finish by Camille Negley. The ball came in from the left side, over the top of the defence, falls into the path of Camille Negley, who slots it away with aplomb. Dear listeners, aplomb. Nice finish. Just hope that settles a few nerves, reinforces a bit of confidence through the side. 1 or 2 players out. I'm thinking of Race here. Just need a little bit of a confidence boost, and going a goal ahead is the best possible confidence booster, I find, dear listeners, in life. We're all playing possession football akin to Holland 74, dear listeners. For all you older listeners that ran out of steam, just as I gave that praise. This is Bristol on the break, though, on the left side, before I go too far with my extols. Ball spreads. This is the 2 in space on the right side of the Mill penalty area. He cuts in. What can he do? Will he have a go? No, he's played it out wide left, listeners. This is the 11. His cross is beyond Dyer, thankfully. Takes Dyer to new realms of Dyerness. Negley diverts the ball. A flick header there from Kramer. There's a great ball there from Doughty. Can Imarka get in there? The goalkeeper's got to clear it and does. Sturge gets the rebound. They'll keep possession here. Doughty wants. There's a poor pass. I think he wanted a better pass there. 32 minutes now. It's going to be Alfie Doughty throwing. The big guns have gone forwards. The Battleship Royales of Kramer, Cooper, Taylor, Ivanovic. all in the mix. It's going to go in not far enough for me, dear listeners, but there we are. Back into the melee, he runs through to the goalkeeper. Oh, the poor header there from Jake Cooper, giving the two the chance to break on our right flank. This could be costly. That's a great shot and a great save from Max Crocombe. That was a wasteful moment there by Jake Cooper. The ball came in from the right side, caught kind of a side foot volley on target as well, and Crocombe got down well. It's going to be a right-sided corner. In it comes. Oh, that's a flick header wide. There was a chance there, and I think the player following in at the far post. It's close. No cigar, thankfully, but close. Bristol breaking down our left side repeatedly. Our right side, their left rather. Good challenge there by Billy Mitchell. No whistle given. Bristol really hoofs it clear into a kind of a strange danger zone there towards Imaku, but we somehow get away with that, listeners. Good take and turn by Ivanovic. Oh dear, puts it into touch. Break was on there. The boys struggling out there at the moment. I think it would not surprise me to see Ray's come out at half time. I don't like saying that, dear listeners, but he's not looking himself at all. I'd sooner see Macaulay out there. At least he gives us work rate. Strange, rather subdued atmosphere here in our listeners, given the hype that led into this. I can't say it's a particularly hostile atmosphere out there. I mean, maybe if anything kicked off on the field, you might get it back again. But at the moment, I've got to say it's pretty quiet. It's routine. Although Bristol are starting to press forwards more. So we need to keep it tight going into half-time with this precious 1-0 lead. This is Bristol. Probably coming to the last few seconds of the half. Ball in over the top of the 30 on the left side of the Mill penalty area. That's going to go through a goal kick. I don't know what he thought there. He's looking outraged that he left the ball and he went for goal kick. So there it is, half-time whistle. Decent half from the Mill perspective. We're leading by that Camille Negley goal. Probably otherwise even Stevens in terms of overall advantage for both sides, but the Lions have the vital lead at the break. Mill 1, Bristol 0, half-time. Welcome back, dear listeners. Teams are coming out, Millwall coming out, Bristol are out for the second half. I thought fairly evenly matched first half. The only real difference between us being that well taken goal by Camille Negley. Substitution here is this 18 for 8. Ryan Leonard coming in for Billy Mitch. Billy gave so I've got a sweet in my mouth, listeners. That's very unprofessional of me, and a bald sweet in my mouth. Billy Mitchell again giving 100% the first half. He's clearly going to be rested with another game looming down there at St Mary's on Thursday. So Ryan Leonard comes into the midfield role alongside Arrivederci. Where we go. Apparently this is not being shown on Sky tonight, people inform me on WhatsApp. I don't know why that is. I thought we had a deal they showed all the games, but maybe not. So it's only Millwall TV tonight for those that subscribe. Mark Phillips apparently doing the co-commentary with Cole Bates, so good luck to Mark. Hope he is enjoying that. Butterscotch, in case you're wondering what my boiled sweet is, listeners. If we score, this butterscotch is likely to go flying like a Exocet missile across the block 1 seating in front of me. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of it, listeners. Bristol still in possession. This is the 3 on the left side. Ball into the middle. Crocombe dropped it there. One little heart-stopping moment and cleared by Race. Bristol player's gone on the floor from that challenge with Negley. I thought Negley didn't do very well there, but if he's hurt him, he has done well. This is the 10. Ball in from the middle. Equaliser. Number 4. Sloppy defending, in my opinion. Listeners, the ball powered in from the right side. The 4 had time to take a shot and get it underneath Max Crocombe, 1 each. If we show character against Ipswich, we've got to show character again tonight, listeners. We're just looking a little bit second best. The 30 is broken through again. Right side, what can he do? Into the side netting, thankfully. Probably took it a touch too tight an angle there, so Taylor shepherded him out rightwards. Line's just looking a bit on the rocks at the moment, listeners. Bristol, space, as the man says in front of me, listeners, over on the right side. They do pull up, thankfully. If they had speed going down the wings, they would be extremely dangerous for us. But as it is, they spread it into space, but then seem to pull back. It's long may that continue. 54 minutes. Crowd doing its best to get behind the Lions, find some strength, push them back into the lead if we can. Double substitution looming. It was like Danny Mack and Macaulay Langstaff. And that is indeed Race that's coming out. He's not looked on it at all for me tonight. Someone suggested on the WhatsApp group that he might have been man marking. If that's so, it's evaded me, but I don't claim to be a football expert, but he's not looked with it at all tonight, which is a shame for such a talented boy, but there we go. In comes Macaulay. And it looks like Imaku's coming out, and Danny Mack's coming. He's not been very effective tonight, Idemo. So two logical substitutions for him. Keep possession. This is the 4. Trying to find the 3 that's run through. Nice run from the 3, to be fair to him. Just got away from him, ran through to Max Crocombe. Bristol in possession then, inside the Mill half. That should run through to Kramer, who clips it away. Finding red shirts a lot when we clear it, listeners. That's my main thought at the moment. This is the 16. Millwall do well there. Breaks for Macaulay Langstaff. What can he do? He's got little in the way, but he's got Sturge overlapping him now. He's taking it out wide left. They've done well there, really, to keep the ball. Run out of space, rather. But he's come back to Jake Cooper. In the end, he goes for a throw-in. There was a moment where Sturge was surging forwards, and a better ball forwards from Macaulay might have found him. Didn't have it in his own locker room, so anyway, we've got a throw-in out of it. It gives Bristol a chance to break out. This is the 30. We want a challenge here, preferably. He's run the length of the pitch practically. This is the 11 now on the left of the Mill penalty area. As they attack, the 12. Tackle there, ball's loose. This is the 11 still. Blocked there. Leonard clears, but straight to a red shirt. There's been far too much of that for my taste tonight. I know we're running a second choice, so to speak, 11, but we've been very liberal with giving the ball away. We can't keep the ball, listeners. You might have detected that from some of the reactions in the crowd. This is Bristol now coming at us again. That should be cleared, to a red shirt. Dissatisfying this crowd somewhat. It's on the Bristol right. That's going to go for a corner. Great tackle there by Ryan Leonard. Solid player. 64 minutes. Lions can't keep the ball. It's the story of the second half. So far, anyway. When it comes, it's bouncing around. There was a moment of looseness in there. It's hoof cleared by Kramer. Again to a red shirt. It's going to come straight back into the mix. That's headed over. Flick header over. Man in free space there. Put it over the bar though by some distance, thankfully. Crocombe's gone down. Whether that's a tactical injury or just a bit of strain in his arches of his feet, I don't know. We're back up and running. Crocombe will have a goal kick here, launches it forwards after that little break for injury. Lions have just been a bit under the cosh. There's a ball over the top. This is the 10. Through on goal, the 18 rather. Cleared. Crocombe made himself big there after I thought Taylor was going to go over and release him through on goal. Bristol starting to look dangerous now, dear listeners. I think they've found a gear to move up to. We are not keeping the ball enough halfway through the second half, listeners, and we are just about got a grip on the game, but Bristol are starting to come into it a little bit. Bristol attacking on their left, their right. 21 puts the ball into the middle. It's going to go for a hoofed off the line by Danny Mack. I think it was going for a corner. I thought it might have been a goal kick, but Danny took matters into his own hands there, listeners. More Millwall substitutions. Looks like it's going to be Ballow to come in for 14, Doughty. A little bit berated on Boxing Day, Turno Ballow. He's a skillful boy, but drew criticism for his somewhat limp-wristed display versus Ipswich. Let's hope for better tonight. And this is Joe Bryan coming in for Sturge. Chipped forward by Kramer. There's ball to Ivanovic. He's got Ballo overlapping him on the right side. Ball into the middle in front of Langstaff. Just couldn't get a touch on it. That was a chance. Ball in from Ballo into Macaulay Langstaff there, listeners. He just couldn't quite get a touch to it. Rain pelting down again. It's been coming down in very misty waves out there, listeners. Started off dry night, cold night, but started to rain now. 15 minutes to go of regular time, plus any added time, listeners. I hesitate to say we've weathered the storm, because we haven't got completely out of the choppy waters, but the Bristol spell of forward play seems to have largely gone off the ball. This is now Ivanovic on the right side. Ball into the middle. Falls in towards Ivanovic. It falls to Langstaff. What can he do? He can't take him to him quick enough. Listeners, still in the mix. Runs through to the goalkeeper. A little moment of the ball seemed to be frozen in time out there, listeners. It's a poor bit of play there, put behind Jake there, but he does find Ryan Leonards. This is Negley. He's put it through to find Ivanovic. What can he do? This is Danny Mack on the right side. Ball into the middle. Bouncing around. Where's the goal? Macaulay Langstaff! Loose play in the 6-yard box. It's in a stick. Langstaff flashes home from close. 2-1 Millwall. That's great. That's the story. I like that. Whatever becomes of Macaulay Langstaff in the January transfer window, the boy's given us everything, and that could be a crucial goal for us there tonight. Let's have a look. I can see half the screen on the replay. It comes in from the right side, sticks in the middle, and Langstaff flashes in from close. 2-1 Lions. Wow. Keep it tight, Millwall. This could be a massive 3 points, listeners, if we can hold on to this. As before, it keeps getting cleared to a red shirt, though, dear listeners. Here they come again on our right. Their left, this is the 11. Move clear by Millwall, anywhere's doing at the moment. Everyone in the Millwall half, both sides, apart from the goalkeeper. Little flick head, there's through to Ivanovic. Can he find it? Ooh, caught it on the volley. Point after touchdown. He had to take it first time, but it caught it high. Went over the bar, listeners. I'll make it, we're going past 88 minutes now. 7 minutes. Bloody hell. Where'd the 7 minutes come from? I suppose there was a bit of time when Crocombe was down, a couple of injuries. Lovely little deft touch. This is Langstaff. He feeds Ballo on the break, Millwall, as we go into the first of those 7 minutes. Ballo's pull stopped. What would he do? Goes past one man. Draws a free kick. Hence the applause. One last chance for Bristol. It's a high over the bar. Shot from distance. I thought the referee had the whistle in his mouth there. The referee's going towards 8 minutes now of added time, listeners. There it is! What a win! What a win by this Millwall side. Patched up 11. Players that are starting that aren't in the normal, will be first choice players. That is a huge win. Goals from Camille Negley in the first half, and then that winner. What a story for Macaulay Langstaff in the second half. The Lions win it 2-1. That should put us back in the top 6, listeners. Great victory to take on to Southampton on Thursday. I shall be there. Will you be there? Do send me your voicemails. But now we're waiting for an old favourite, dear listeners. Oh, and there's the light show.
Achtung, Millwall.
Welcome back, dear listeners, to Achtung Millwall after that magnificent, wonderful backs to the wall victory over Bristol City last night. Joining me to chew the cud and some of the wonderful reactions post match is the man himself, Merv Payne. How are you, Merv?
Very good, thanks, Nick. Yeah, really good, especially after last night.
Yeah, what a victory. I mean, you got to start with a lineup that was probably not our first choice in many respects, makeshift qualities to it, players out of position and so on. And it was a real backs to the wall win last night, mate, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, and so often in the past, in these sort of scenarios, we've sort of like failed to turn up.
Yeah.
Bristol City being a good case in point when they were the first, obviously, match after the death of John Berylson, and we had
That's
a
right.
packed den. We had
Yeah.
a packed den, and obviously we would really, everyone, fans, players, management, I'm sure, were keen to put on a good display and a good performance as part of the tribute, and it didn't happen. And you think with what went on at Bristol just a few weeks ago, and you know that they're up for a bit of revenge, and sometimes it works out that that's just what the opposition get, and when they come down to our place where we expect to win. But yeah, I mean, quite appropriately for this time of year, Bristol and their fans are just the gift that keeps on giving, aren't they?
Some wonderful post-match reaction. I don't know what's become of Bristol City. It used to be a gritty away day. They now seem to have turned themselves into a kind of a delusion of being, one of Europe's elite, Barcelona style.
Yeah, oh yeah. How dare we? How dare we beat them?
How dare we beat them? I mean, obviously the post-match reaction from their manager Gerhard Struber says it all, really, and everything feeds from that. He says it was a cheap win for them, for Millwall. It's really painful and very frustrating. Anyone would think, Merv, that they're playing football on another level. I thought they were a decent side, but
they're okay.
we contained them and that we kept them out.
That's
the measure of football performance. How good are you, really?
Well, yeah, and also, with the amount of injury we've got, and I think I was one of the many that mentioned to some of the ridiculous comments that once again we're the worst team they've played again.
Yeah.
And say, well, we've beaten you twice in 4 weeks with our reserves, basically. Well, certainly we're not a first choice team.
No.
If you're playing such dazzling football, you should be beating us out of sight. You should have the game won by half time. I mean, Hull are a good example. Played some nice football, got some early goals against what was a totally makeshift team, and that was it.
Yeah, they kept us at bay. That's right.
Yeah.
I've put, there's loads of this stuff, listeners. You can go on to X and find it for yourself. I've just picked one as an example, Merv. Drew.
Our friend Drew, yeah.
Drew. He's got looks like an Argentine motif in there, which, I mean, that's the first point that strikes me. I can't imagine any Millwall fan ever sticking an Argentine motif in their emoji. He says, I'm not exaggerating here, Merv, to say that Millwall played possibly the worst brand of football.
Oh, brand.
The brand that he's ever watched in 30 years. And that includes the bottom of the League One days. That second half, they just hoofed it time and again with no game plan at all. It's like they were League Two players. Well, I would say, Drew, if you're listening, mate, there was a game plan. And it was a game plan that kept your elite level players at bay and won the game. So that is a game plan, Merv, isn't it? I say
it is, and I'd rather be playing this particular brand of football and getting in the playoffs and winning games than playing Drews. I don't know what brand Drews is. I'm guessing it's Harrods or Waitrose.
Fortnum and Mason.
Yes, that's one. Yeah, and being mid-table and getting beat home and away by us. So yeah.
Well, the Millwall brand for Drew's benefit last night has 2 shots on target and 2 goals. That's a brand, isn't it?
It certainly is. Yeah.
There we are. Poor old Drew. There's loads of this stuff, listeners.
I'm looking forward to the TV meltdown as well, because when we beat them the last time, there was that brilliant dissection of the 2 guys on. Is it Bristol City TV or whatever?
I don't know. I've become too familiar with that club recently.
So funny. Yeah, I mean,
it's delusional modern day thinking, Mel. I mean, you and me belong to a different era. Dinosaurs, perhaps they might say, when they ruled the earth. But I can you mentioned Hull City, and I can. They won that game well, and you've got
Yeah,
to take
they
your hat
did.
off.
You do. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
We're not good enough, and they are. Then you've got to take it on the chin. This is the
Mm.
essence of football. But it's this inability. I mean, it starts from the manager with his
Yeah.
histrionics down there at Ashton Gate, and then
Mm.
a cheap win. Cheap win.
Yeah.
Well, it's an expensive win for expensive losses from his point of view. It's 6 points we've taken off him now.
It is.
I
Yeah.
find this delusional modern day thinking very weird.
Yeah, it is strange. Yeah, and I think it's born out of watching far too much football on the telly. I think really listening to too many so-called pundits and people who are obsessed with tactics and formations and this and
Yeah,
that, and it just warps your actual sort of vision of the game. When it's the reason football's so popular. We've said this time and time again. Is because it's so simple, and it is simple when it's a matter of just scoring more goals than the other team, and that's all the
yeah.
fans really want. Yeah, we like to see it done nicely, but I think the one of the catchphrases or one of the mantras of the Doherty and McClintock era was we win the battle first and then we play our
Then we play
football.
some football.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
there's nothing. And you see it, and I don't care what anyone says. You see the likes of Man City and Liverpool resort to it sometimes because there are times when you've got to be direct. You've got to change your principles, and you've got to adapt to the conditions of the game or the players you've got available. And for me, that's a far better watch because because yeah, then the Dockett McKinnock side was direct, but it was still great to watch because they did exactly that. They would
Well,
battle
they
for the
played their
first half,
football in the last third of the opponent's pitch, didn't
hold on
they?
the game, and then we play some really good stuff and take teams apart. And there'd be no complaints, certainly not in the home end about that at
No,
Millwall.
no, 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 absolutely. I mean, I've got to take my hat off to the whole 11 last night. There was one or two performances that really stood out.
Mm.
Some, weren't on it. I don't think. Crocombe in goal. I mean, he's had a bit of a tough time of it lately, Merv.
Yeah.
But that was a really good save. I've only seen the highlights on Real listeners.
Mm.
Normally on the club have an extended reel, but this is just a 2 minute job. So but only got the one save that they picked out. But I thought he did really well as part of a defensive back line that, in fairness, kept a very decent Bristol side. I don't deny their quality.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
there were times in the game where they had us on the back foot, but as we've said already, we contained them very, very well. Great opening goal from Camille Negu. I thought it was a standout figure last night.
Yeah, this is the Negley we've been. I mean, he's been debated so much by us over the last few weeks, but this is the Negley that arrived, isn't it? I think that arrived earlier in the year, and then
Yeah,
scored that lovely goal against Middlesbrough, and that
the
really
opening
good
day
goal
up at Norwich, he got a good
up at
goal there.
Norwich, and
Similar
the
kind of
free kick
thing to
against
the
Watford. Yeah,
yeah,
because that version of him, he seems really cool and calm, and he has that ruthless streak that we're crying out for. So
yeah.
you can only hope that maybe he's had a little bit of a wobble, or he's perhaps been asked to play in a role that he's not familiar with or not comfortable with, and he's learned and adapted, and that's the real Camille Negley. I'm sure it is. And he's kept an issue at the start was like the rest of the squad is that he kept getting injured, and he's kept him. He's stayed fit. He stayed in the team, and maybe that's and this could be fingers crossed in the new year. He'll just push on from there.
I think it's quite hard for players that are just landing in the Championship. They
Mm,
say the same in the Premier League.
mm,
Championship is a very hard physical league, Merv.
yeah,
And
it
it's
is.
it's a step up from the football that the likes of Negley might have played. I think he was in Dutch football, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. I think at the
Um,
time they said he might struggle with the physicality initially. He'd have to adapt to the physical side of it, which would be different. But he's coming up for a year since he signed, and if he can make the same sort of progress as Femi Aziz did in his first 12 months at the club, then we're in for an exciting second half of the season.
well, clearly, the coaching at the club is good because they're bringing these
Mm,
players along and we're starting to see some of the potential. I think I said on a previous show recently that you're kind of waiting for Negley to explode. I think maybe last night was an explosion in that
yeah,
sense that we're starting to see the true player. We mentioned Crocombe, who I thought did well for us last night. Back line, there were times where I thought we looked a little bit under the cosh, one or two loose balls, but overall you can't get away from the fact that we've contained a decent Bristol City side there: Kramer, Taylor, Cooper, and Sturge.
yeah. I think that for me that's my. I think Alex Neil, for various reasons, some have been he's sort of tinkered with the back four.
Yeah.
Some have been forced on him because Sturge was ill. And other times, I think at Blackburn, I think he decided to give Taylor a bit of a rest, or
Yeah.
just try something
Yeah.
different.
Rotate
But
it.
I think he knows now that is his best back four by far. That they look really solid. Taylor he's gone from looking shaky to looking absolutely brilliant.
Confidence seems to be coming through the side. I think
Yeah.
that's what I
There's an
picked up
amazing
last
player.
night.
I mean, if we go back to the Boxing Day game of Ipswich, that run of his
Yeah. Yeah.
that set off Negley, which he was so marginally offside. I know
Yeah.
could the one, but the run and the pass was just
Yeah.
for a centre half of his sort of stature is incredible. And again, if he kicks on, he keeps improving and settles, and we can maybe persevere with that back four. You know, injuries and suspensions, hopefully
Yeah.
aside.
Allowing. Yeah.
Then this is what he needs. You know, I can't imagine how frustrating it is for Alex Neil to just not be able to put the same team out, or not be able to try something and try this. It must be so frustrating.
Yeah, it's got to be.
We
Got
can
to
get
be.
that. Yeah, I mean, we've obviously we've got goalkeeper issues again, haven't we? So Crocom's going to be in for a bit
while,
longer again
unless
now.
depending on business in January, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind Crocom. He had a wobble, didn't he, recently? But he's certainly seems to have got past that.
Yeah,
as indeed did. I thought Sturge did okay last night. I thought he's looked a little bit wobbly since the concussion. To be honest,
he's not been 100%, has he? This is the thing.
I thought overall he did okay last night. The whole defence had moments where I thought it could be panic stations, but we kept them out. The midfield that's makeshift really. Doughty playing as a midfield alongside Billy and Mitch. I've got to take my hat off to Billy. I thought he was magnificent last night, and Doughty,
he is. He's had his detractors for some reason.
Yeah,
but he really is turning into a real quality player as well. And I think Doughty's done well filling in where he is.
And very well.
He's shown what a quality player he is. And again, touch wood, if he steers clear of injuries. I saw someone mention, I think it was more in jest than anything else, but we've not had any injuries since the new chaps come in. But I think that's more like,
was he like a miracle healer or something?
I was going to say, unless he's some doctor or some sort of special power. Then he's
maybe so. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah.
I did worry. I mean, I suppose if I was to pick out a player who didn't really perform last night, it'd be Reece. And I don't know what's happened to Reece. He seems to have gone well off the boil for me.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it?
Midfield, because I thought he was really promising when he first arrived, but at the moment, I think he's starting because we haven't got anyone else really. Because we haven't managed the game time, but could do better for me last night, Reece. I think he probably knows it himself, Merv.
Yeah, it's a strange one. We can only hope that, similar to Negley, he's just having a bit of a wobble and he'll play his way through it, keep fit, and sort of be there in the second half of the season as he was last season when he was, sensational, wasn't he?
Absolutely. I thought we all thought we'd found the new Romain essay in Reece, but there we go. And Marco, I thought, always gives you 100%. I mean, he has his detractors online. I won't join them because I just like it, the boys' commitment and the fact that he don't stop. And the whole team, even Ivanovic up front, did a huge job as sole striker.
I've said it about Maku several times, but it just feels a bit of a shame that perhaps he's not developing as quickly perhaps as we would have hoped. But you can't fault the bloke because he's got so much pace and sort of power. He always keeps defences occupied, and they'll always be wary of him. So again, you just hope that he can stay fit and just like the others, and just kick on.
I mean, the Alex Neil. I mean, we were under the cosh after their equalising goal just at the start of the second half. I thought we could well lose a grip on the game there, Merv, and we did well to stay in it. To be truthful, I thought they were moving the ball very, very fast. They looked dangerous, but you have to ride through these storms, and we did. I think Alex Neil said post-match the substitutions turned it, and that was the gradual introduction. Obviously, goal scorer Macaulay Langstaff. What a story for him to get a winning goal after being maligned again. Danny Mack and crucially Turno Ballo, Merv, and Owen Ryan Leonard, of course, for Billy, half-time substitution.
Another one.
And we pressed on to win it. I didn't get a clear sight of the goal because I was right at the other end of the pitch, but looking at the replay, it's a really nicely finished goal it's a goal poacher's goal, goal sniffer's goal by Macaulay Langstaff.
This is what when you look at if you looked at you looked at Langstaff's sort of reel, if you like, well, you know, sort of compilation of some of the goals he got at Notts County.
Yeah.
Similar sort of goals, you know. But I think what we've got to understand is in League Two, you're able to create so many more chances.
Yes.
He's the sort of player, if you give him a half decent chance and he'll score. Simple as that. But it's not possible to create. I think Notts County were creating sometimes 30 plus chances in a game in
Yeah.
League Two.
Yeah.
You know, and that's you can do that because it's very much gung ho. It's more like basketball. It's just end to end, and there's not as much. It's not quite as tactically
No.
different brand of football, should we say?
Brand. That word again.
Yeah.
You're
But
right.
yeah,
You're right.
I think I don't remember him ever really missing many sitters. No, so
No.
it's not like I said, oh, he's had loads of, you know, he's had the goals he scored for us have been again not easy. They've been a good
Well,
pass, fed it
he's a
through, and he's
six.
taken
He
the
seems to be a
chance. Yeah,
6-yard specialist. I mean, there was a
yeah,
chance just before the winning goal. I think it was Barlow. I could be wrong, listeners,
yes, I
but
think
the
it was.
ball came in from the right, and he kind of almost tried to. He was coming in at pace and tried to touch it in, Mervyn, just couldn't quite get enough purchase on the ball. But you've got to be in these situations, and he was in
Yeah,
the mix for the winning goal. So I want to say, well done, Macaulay, Merv.
definitely,
I mean,
he's a good player to be able to bring on. And I mentioned last night on X, it reminded me of, and this is only listeners of a certain age will get this, but he sums up the ghost of Robbie Cook, the late Robbie Cook.
Oh, wow, you are going back there.
Yeah, well, 87, 88, we spoke about 87, 88
Yeah,
last
I
week.
remember him. Yeah.
Losing that game at Blackburn and losing Cascarino, who was on fire at the time, to injury.
That's
and
right.
Our response was for John Dockett to go and get his old mate Robbie Cook,
Who scored a headed goal, and I remember him making a big thing about it. He never scored with his head.
Yes,
but he did.
I think it was a similar sort of time. It was in between Christmas and New Year, and I think we beat
it was
Sheffield
a
United down at
Christmas
the Den,
fixture.
and he scored.
Right.
And yeah, he went from being maligned to
the new saviour.
He just came in and did the job when we needed it, and that's what it felt like last night when Macaulay scored.
It gives you work rate, and I like that. There are times where we just
think about. Yeah, he's a
just
great
need
player
an energy injection, and he brings it. So well done, Macaulay Langstaff.
Mm.
Well done, the whole team. I picked out. I think it was man of the match was in the stadium was Kramer. I think that put the name in my head. But I think looking at the thing next day, I think Negley was probably a good choice. I just looking at the BBC's report. They got Macaulay Langstaff as man of the match.
No, they weren't there then.
Such votes from
he's only played half the game.
Well,
he's one, that, isn't really, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, take your pick, listeners. All that counts is it's 3 points, Merv, and it keeps us in the mix. I think we are. Let me have a look at the table. We are fifth.
But 4 points off of second place. You know, there's I think 2 or 3 points, 2 points separating us and the two teams above us, and we're 4 behind. It's an amazing position to be in. After
that was last night's game. We crossed past the halfway point of the season.
It was 24 last night, wasn't it?
And to be in fifth position at the halfway mark, wow!
Being in that position is unbelievable compared to. And I know I don't want to tempt fate. We've said it again a lot in previous weeks, but that we've done well and come close to a playoff spot. We've started the season sort of in patchy form and hit form after Christmas. I think if we do that again, and repeat that, and fingers crossed we get all the players that are injured come back, then we could be in for a hell of a ride.
Yeah, quite a grandstand finish, as the cliche has it. We're off to Southampton. What's the day? I lose track of what day of the week it is. Tuesday today. Thursday, we're all going down to Southampton. I shall be there. They're placed 13th at the moment. They had a run of poorish form, 2 draws and 2 losses last 4 games. So big situation to go down to St Mary's for Merv. Fingers crossed. It's an exhausting period of football, Merv. It's relentless, isn't it? Games every 2 days.
I think we've got the cup after that with Burnley, haven't we? So I'm guessing Alex Neil will use that as a rest players, rotate players, try a few things. Yeah, because I really couldn't care less about that.
No. I think
Cup this season, to be honest.
I'm setting my stall out. I'm going to regard that as a training fixture.
Last season still leaves a bit of taste in my mouth. So you can keep your FA Cup.
And then we'll be back. I think it's Watford away after that, if memory serves.
They've sneaked into the playoff places, so that'll be another
6 at the moment.
Another little scrutiny for us if if they're still there.
So we shall see. But magnificent win. I just want to close with Merv to say going back to the worst brand of football. I just want to quote Charlie MFC. The worst brand of football, listeners, says Charlie, that's got 6 points off of Gerhard Struber's team in the space of a few weeks, despite us having no midfielders and 10 injuries. Happy birthday, happy new year, not birthday, happy new year. You silly CUNT, kiss from Charlie. I think that's the way I want to leave it, Merv.
Well said.
Well said, Charlie. Well said, Charlie. Great stuff. Big thank you, Merv Payne. Thanks for joining us. We'll speak again next week, Merv, almost certainly.
Or next year, even.
Next year. Talk to you next year.
year.
Stay tuned, listeners. We've got a few voicemails for you.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Hello?
Well, good morning, dear listener. The morning after the night before, Mike Wavery here with my feedback from the Millwall game against Bristol City. Firstly, what I want to say is what a great atmosphere by the fans that were there at the game. I mean, some midweekers, they're a bit drab, aren't they? And, you know, the Boxing Day one at times against Ipswich was a bit quiet as well. But I thought the atmosphere was absolutely incredible. Really, really good. And I thought that that the fans played their part massively. And I felt some of the Bristol City sort of players went into their shell a little bit. I thought done very, very well. So well done, everyone who was there. Secondly, I thought it started okay. I thought it was a pretty good opening sort of 20, 25 minutes, if you will. I thought Millwall played all right. I thought Bristol City played all right, knocked the ball around quite well as well. I thought it was a pretty good game. But again, similar to the Ipswich game, neither goalkeeper was really tested. And I thought that a lot of the Bristol City attacks that they were getting were more our own downfall. Like the defence, I don't know what was happening yesterday, but the defence seemed to be trying too hard to sort of want to play the ball out rather than sometimes just going a bit route one, which I don't always agree with going route one, but, you know, needs must and all that. And there was a few times where we're trying to bring the ball down when it's about thigh level or, you know, when it's about stomach level, when really you just want to sort of hoof it away when you're under pressure. Second half went the other side and it became a bit hoof central, didn't it? And every ball was a long ball up to Ivanovic, who it's conflicting because obviously the balls up to him weren't great and he couldn't really do a great deal with them. But I thought at times there was a bit of a lack of bottle. Sorry if his dad listens to this because I know he tweets a lot, doesn't he? But I just thought Ivanovic recently hasn't really been as blood and thunder as he could be. And there's times when I think I'm watching a different game to other people because some people are tweeting about how great Ivanovic was. I thought he had another reasonably quiet evening. Again, partly not his own fault. I thought also we do have a lot of luxury players in Mark who for some reason just don't seem to want to know. Ivanovic, who I mentioned there, Bangura Williams was another one. Sturge, I'm not sure what's happened to him recently, but he keeps getting sucked in for a fullback who's meant to be marking wingers. He keeps getting sucked in too central. But again, is that a modern football thing? Because a lot of fullbacks do that, but it's something that was getting exploited last night, and I believe their goal actually came from the winger who was in a bit of space out wide. But that said, I think when the subs they come on, they've done a great job. Langstaff, bless him, he tries, doesn't he? And I'm delighted that he's got his goal. That's what we were missing, I think, from Ivanovic and Imarku. Every time their back line had the ball, even at 1-1, they're letting them knock the ball around. And there's times where you play football and hit teams on the counter, but we just weren't even closing them down whatsoever when they had the ball at the back. But again, Langstaff done very well. We come on. I like to watch how players play when they're not on the ball. And if you watched Doughty yesterday, the way he was commanding the team and the defence and telling the fullbacks where they need to be and the centre-backs where they need to be and all that kind of stuff, I thought he put in a good shift. It'd be nice if he could get 90 minutes under his belt. And I thought Kramer again had another good game at fullback. Still prefer him in the middle, but he's doing a good job out at fullback. It was ugly. It weren't pretty, but it's a win more importantly. My only problem is this negative goal difference is still banging away at the back of my head, a bit like a woodpecker at the moment. We're in a situation where, yeah, okay, it's good we're winning these games and it's good we're in the top 6 and I'm not knocking it whatsoever. But when you get towards the real business end of the season, goal difference becomes like a point in itself. And all the time we're in the minuses, we've got that potential of dropping off. And as we know, dear listener, how many times have leagues been lost on goal difference, or you've missed out on the playoffs by a goal difference? It puts us in a tricky situation because we're winning games, yeah, but we need to be winning games like 3-4-0 to kind of catch up, if you get what I mean. But take the positives where it is. A good win at home puts us back in contention, and with the other results in the top of the table not going the way that obviously Coventry and Middlesbrough wanted it to, pulls them back into it, doesn't it? Come your lines.
Nick, Aussie Dave, after that gutsy, but I think perhaps fortunate win over Bristol, but we'll take it. When Bristol got their goal early in the second half, I thought we were just waiting for the second one to hit the back of the net, but it never happened. So at the end, it was quite emotional for me anyway. What an important game to win, and we stuck one up old Struber. Going into key observations, the first one is our defence. The last 2 games, this one and Ipswich, they were magnificent. Very few easy chances given, and if we can keep that type of defensive solidity, well, we haven't had too many changes. I think that bodes well for the rest of the season. The second point, the blossoming of Negley. He ran around. He was actually one of our few creative forces, and he got a goal, and he was my man of the match. I think the last 2 games he looks good, and he's beginning to show his value. Now he's added work rate. Really liked his game. The third point was a tactical masterclass by Alex Neil. We were clearly struggling, 60, 70 minutes in. He went 5 at the back, and that really steadied the ship, I thought. Stopped Bristol City just walking through our midfield. And the other one, every single sub he made had a big impact. We started with Danny and Bryant in the back 5 to add for the solidity. Lenny was solid, and we needed something with an old head. And finally, Ballo and Lakenstaff up front, they made a difference. So for once, subs really helped. Finally, I thought that for a midweek game, we had a good turnout, and I could hear the support, particularly the last 15 minutes, where our boys were running on empty, and we needed that to get over the line. So what a great feeling. Come on, Southampton. Come on, you Lions.
Nick, Achtung, millwall, baby. Fucking hell, that was ugly, mate. That was an ugly win, mate. Yeah, job done, mate. And then, hold on. Have they found the tractor, you Bristol carrot crunching cunts? Fuck off. Fucking stupid fucking way. Look, what goes comes around. They deserve the point, Ashton Gate, fight, melee, whatever, offside goal. Tonight, I thought they were the better team, to be honest, Nick Hart. We were lucky. Smash and grab, ugly win. They gave it to Tristan, he was man of the match. If you notice, in 4-4-2, Alex Neil changed it, basically, because he tried to suss them out, and Macaulay, I'll give it to Macaulay. He ran his socks off. He isn't the finished deal. He ain't the real deal. In January, sell him on, yeah, but he was there at the right time, the right place. Gary Lineker, toe poke, wow, bang and smash and grab. Macaulay, my man of the match, he ran like a chicken. Milo he tries to be Cantona, he tries to be Van Basten. Look, he's young. Don't know why he took a Mako off, but hey, in Alex Neil we trust. Because basically, look, it fucking worked at the end. He played 4-4. In the first half, Cooper is getting old now. We call him legend, but I don't know about muscles or like on the old steroids, because in the Premiership, the referee on 20 minutes in the first half, stonewall penalty for Bristol City. Sinclair Armstrong, he gives me fucking nightmares at QPR. Remember him? Anyway, I mean, either Cooper, the old Jakey Juicy's on the old steroids, on the old roids, because he muscled him out, apparently, but I thought it was in the referee VAR penalty. Don't give a shit. 2-1. Love you. Achtung, millwall. Bobby T signing off. Happy New Year. Let's go to the Mary. So, Mary, bye for now, Bobby T.
All right, Nick, it's Lawrence Binney here, calling after Millwall 2, Bristol City 1. Oh, blimey. These games are not good for the heart, are they? It was... whereas the the Southampton game was a topsy-turvy game of football that we deserved to win, and put in arguably our best performance of the season. And this is very much a kind of all hands to the pump, just get it over the line type game. It's really difficult at the moment, isn't it? When Mitchell went off at half time, I really hope that is not an injury and that's just a precaution. But when he went off at half time, it was like, oh shit, because I felt that Bristol City were starting to dominate the ball, especially as the half wore on in the first half. And then that half an hour spell they had between 45 and 75 with Leonard and Doughty in the middle, that was difficult. That was difficult to watch. We were, understandably, comprehensively outplayed. That's not, it's not a fault of most of the players. I'll get onto a couple of players who I will single out for some criticism. But for the most part, it's just Alex Neil was trying to sort of fashion a diamond out of two sticks with bits of dog shit at the end at the moment. Like he's trying to find a system that can accommodate basically no midfield, and you know what, he fucking did in the 75th minute. Inspired sub at that point. So I think what happened is he brought on the defensive players, and there were lots of moans, but did kind of shore us up a little bit. And then once we had that sort of solid base, and Barrow and Langstaff came on and pushed further up, we looked like we had an outlet again. And and I thought Ivanovic was superb. He didn't get the goal he deserved, but him and Negley, I thought, real standouts today. I'm really, really happy about Negley, who I've been very critical of in the past, but he looks like he's starting to get it a bit. Early days still, but he's stepping up, so good for him. On the downside, Ademo Maku, I think, I don't know, just not in the game for me at all. Quite difficult, I think, at times though, because Sturge had a stinker as well. It looked very, very rusty. Gave the ball away a lot. And RBW, just like I think the worst of the bunch, to be honest. Like well out of his depth. Thinking back to when we were all clamouring for him in kind of September, October time, after that good 10 minutes against Charlton. He very much looked like an under-21 player there, and I don't think Jack Howland could have done any worse. He's still young, but ideally I think with everyone back fit, he might get a loan opportunity, because he needs he needs some more experience, I think. I don't want to slate him too much because he is young, but not good tonight. We move on to Southampton, and I'm wondering if between the Southampton and Swansea game, if we can manage to get a couple of signings over the line. I think we need at least one central midfielder, given that it doesn't look like Casper De Norre is back until, I think, Burnley at the earliest, which leaves us very light on options again. Great result. Keeps us in the mix. Let's not get too downhearted if we don't get the results we want in the next couple of games. We'll still be in it. And there's a long way to go yet. All right, cheers, Nick. Bye.
Hello, Nick. This is Jamie calling from the Gippsland Lakes, where our holiday house is. Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. I want to say a big hi to my friend Jimmy, who I played indoor football with here, and he's a proud Aussie, but now also a proud Millwall fan. So good on him. As for today's match, I'm not going to say too much. It was like watching two boxers go at it, punch for punch. We were on the ropes a lot, taking a lot of punches, but we managed to come back and put in the killer blow. Alex Neil got the tactics spot on tonight, came at him, got the goal. We couldn't quite hold on to the pressure, I think, because they come through us too much in midfield. But then he held his nerve, made the substitutions at the right time, and we took our chance. And considering we only had 2 shots on goal and we scored both of them in the Championship, if you're clinical, you win. Big shout out, I think, to Danny Mack, who came on, showed a few of the dark arts and also was pressing forward well. And also to Macaulay Langstaff, who I thought has been playing well for weeks. When he comes on, he's been holding the ball up, linking well, and his finish was a sublime, deft flick to get us 2-1 up. And once we went up, I didn't actually think that the boys were really in trouble of conceding another one. So, well on 2026, get some new signings, get some players back. Femi's back next week. Happy New Year, everyone.
Achtung, Millwall.
Who do you want to watch?